is Tutu Mora, and I am here with the Y, offering you virtual tools to tend to your body, mind, and spirit. So today we're going to move our spine in all directions. So when we're stuck at home, it's super important to keep that energy moving. I don't know if you have a pet at home, but if you notice when they're taking naps or just lying around, they often get up about every 30 minutes to stretch their spine. They take it in different directions to move around before they lay back down and continue with their nap. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna get up just for 10 minutes and we're gonna move our spine in all directions. And I promise you'll feel so much better. So also a little shout out to the Sue Y here. Okay, so let's start by just finding our posture. So I'm gonna have you stand up if you're able, bring your feet into parallel, shoulders down and away from the ears, and you're gonna gently just lift through that heart space, not jutting out forward, but just a little lift as if your heart is connected to a string on its way up towards the ceiling. So find that space, and we're gonna take a little roll down. So using this as a time to scan your body and see where you're holding any tension or tightness. So you can start by just taking a gentle bend through the knees, gently tucking the chin, and rolling down, articulating through each vertebrae as you're able, but stopping where you feel any tension or tightness. And then slowly stacking yourself all the way back up. And let's take that one more time. Nice deep breath here. And start articulating down. Keeping it gentle and easy, stopping again where you feel any tension. Stacking all the way back up. Okay, so the first direction, we did just move our spine in one direction, but now we're gonna take it in another direction. So let's bring our arms out to the sides, flexing at the wrist as if you're gonna push the walls away to either side. Keeping your shoulders down and away from the ears, we don't want any of this. So bring them down, keep that little lift through the heart space, and we're gonna take a little side bend. So reaching through the heels of the hands as if you're now pushing away the ceiling and the wall, or ceiling and the floor. Little side bend, breathing through that stretchy side, and then we'll take that to the other side. Pushing that ceiling and floor away. Deep breath through that stretchy side, and we'll take that one more time in each direction. Standing back up, very nice. So now we're gonna head over onto the floor or onto the mat. So I'm just gonna bring you over here with me. So you don't need anything special. We're not using any props here. I don't wanna assume you have any equipment at home. So we're just going to find ourselves down on the mat. You can lay down, feet about hip distance apart. And just take a deep breath here. Again, letting yourself just arrive in your body. And we're gonna start by taking a little pelvic curl here. So just letting that pelvis, almost like it's going to curl up towards the back of your knees. And then setting it back down. So lengthening that tailbone, and then as if it's going to scoop up towards the back of your knees, setting it back down. Should feel like a nice little stretch for that low back. So just finding that little scoop and lengthen before setting that back down. And now we're gonna lift up into a bridge. So I want you to come up to the height of your curl, the height of that flexion. And then, as if your pubic bone is on a little elevator coming up towards the ceiling, you're going to continue that scoop all the way up, as much as feels comfortable here. Lengthening through the knees towards the wall in front of you, you're going to sink your sternum and start to melt that spine back down onto the mat. So let's take that again, finding that little pelvic curl, come to the height of your curl. And then again, finding that little lift, lengthening through the knees towards the wall in front of you here. And then sinking that sternum, sinking that chest and shoulders as you just melt that spine back down onto the mat. So let's take that one more time. And finding the height that feels comfortable for you and your body. Okay, so now we're going to take our spine into rotation. So let's glue those feet and knees together here as if you've got one big leg. And you're going to sink your weight into one side of your pelvis. So I'm going to start with my right side, sinking my weight into that side of my pelvis and bringing my knees over with me. So my spine is going to get a nice little twist here as my knees come over. And I'm going to bring that opposite arm overhead, rotating my head as if I'm going to smell my armpit here. So nice deep breath through that stretchy side, lengthening and filling that space with your breath. And then sinking your weight into that lifted side of the pelvis to come back to center. That arm comes back down to the mat. And let's take that to the other side. So sinking your weight now into the left side of the pelvis, bringing those knees over with you. Opposite arm comes up and overhead, rotating the head to smell the armpit. You don't have to smell your armpit. And then bringing that arm back up. Let's do that one more time to each side. So finding that nice twist of the spine here, deep breath, lengthen all along that side of the torso. Sinking your weight into that lifted side of the pelvis to bring yourself back to center. And we'll take that one more time to that last side. Back to center here. And now you're going to come over onto your stomach. So we're going to take that spine in its last direction, extension here. So we're going to come over onto our stomach, elbows out wide, as if you're going to hug the edges of your mat with your elbow tips here. Your head will rest on your hands, and you're going to lengthen through the crown of the head and gently lift up as if you're going to show someone in front of you a necklace that you're wearing. So I'll just show you what that looks like here. Letting those shoulders remain down and away from the ears. And then just gently setting yourself back down. So it's not a big movement. Hugging the mat with your elbow tips here. Lengthening through the crown of the head. And then let's take that one more time. And then you can come all the way back up here. And we'll meet standing up. And we're going to finish with a roll down again. So just checking in to feel the difference of how that spine is moving after moving it in all those different directions. So let's find our posture, find your parallel feet, find that gentle lift through the heart space. Let those shoulders relax down, away from the ears. Taking a nice deep breath. And go ahead and gently tuck that chin, articulating down. And if you want, you can hang out at the bottom here. Take a nice deep breath. Let those feet firmly plant flat on the floor. And then stacking yourself all the way back up. And let's take that one more time. Gently tucking the chin. and stacking all the way back up. So I hope you all feel a little bit better in your bodies here, a little bit more loose and a little bit more present and ready to continue on with your day. And I hope to see you tomorrow where we will be continuing offering another tool to help you feel well in your body, mind, and spirit. Thanks so much for joining.